Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make bento, or Japanese style lunchbox. So I think nowadays the word bento has gotten quite common. What it is boxed lunch. If you go to Japan, you can find it pretty much anywhere, even in convenience and supermarkets. There are many variations of bento, and there are also even many YouTube channels who shows different kinds of bento. There are some karaben with character bento, but I personally am not a big fan of that because then you put more focus on the character, not the recipe itself. In Japan, elementary schools, we have school lunch, but above high school, many schools don't serve lunch, and instead they have to bring their bento from home. In my case, my mother made it every day. At that time, I took it for granted. Now, as a grown person, I'm making bento myself every now and then. Knows how much effort my mother put in, so I'm so thankful for that. Today, I'm showing a very typical, very standard bento, and to my opinion, the best bento ever, which is with karaage. Karaage is just fried chicken, and I think it's just the best ingredient to put in bento. But for bento, you can actually pretty much put in anything you want. I also have a playlist of what you can put inside for bento. Most of my side dishes or main dishes, you can put it in bento, as long as not too watery. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this karaage bento, maybe get you inspired to make these yourself. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients I'm going to use today for making the bento. For the main ingredients, I have the chicken thigh for the karaage, and for the side dish, I'm going to be using broccoli, carrots, and cherry tomato for the color, and umeboshi. These are salted dried plums. It's very sour, so I've heard that many foreigners don't like these, but many people put this in for the bento box because they say that it has a quality to prevent food to be rotten due to the citric acid. And for the seasoning, I have sugar, soy sauce, any kind of starch for the karaage, Bonito flakes, sesame seeds, of course Japanese short grain sticky rice. Then let's get into it. So the first thing, I'm going to prepare the rice. And if you're making bento in the morning for the day, you definitely want to do this the night before because it takes at least half an hour to soak the rice in water. If you have a rice cooker, then definitely use that. But today I'm going to show you how to cook the rice using a pot. And then we're going to let it sit like this for at least half an hour. So I'm going to turn the heat to high and bring this to boil. So once this comes to a boil, I'm going to very quickly stir it up. Then I'm going to turn the heat to simmer. Then cook like this in simmer for 10 minutes. So then the cooking part is finished. I'm going to turn it off. Then I'm going to let this sit and let it steam on its own heat for another 10 minutes. So as we're waiting for the rice, let's prepare all the ingredients. So for the carrot, I'm going to make thin slices. Take top and bottom off. Then put it in diagonal like this. I'm going to make in thin slices. Once you get the slice, I'm going to lay it flat like this and cut them off from the end. So just like that. And for the broccoli, I'm going to cut the bottom off a little bit so that it'll fit in the bento better. And then I'm going to cut the broccoli not from the top like this. I'm going to cut the broccoli from the bottom like this so that you don't have small bits and pieces. And for the bento, you want much smaller pieces than usual, so you're a little bit more flexible on packing in the bento box. So just like that. And for the cherry tomatoes, you want to make sure you take off the top like this. The reason why you want to take the top off is that they may contain a lot of bacteria on the top that might not be good for the bento. And you definitely want to wash this very thoroughly because this goes in the bento box without getting cooked, and you want to make sure that it's not contaminated. We're going to prepare the ginger for the karaage. Peel off the dry parts, and then peel off the skin. Then you want to grate this using a grater. Just like that. And as the last thing, I'm going to cut up the chicken. And when you're going to cut up chicken using a wooden cutting board like this, make sure you wet it. Then I'm going to cut this in bite-sized pieces, but I want to cut it a bit smaller than usual because 1, you want to make sure it gets cooked through, and 2, you want to minimize the time of cooking, and 3, you're a bit more flexible in packing when you have smaller pieces. So just like that. Then with that, all the ingredients are finished prepared. So as the next thing, I'm going to marinate the chicken. So in a bowl, I'm going to put the ginger, I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and just about ½ teaspoon of sugar. Then in this marinade, I'm going to put the chicken. and mix it with the marinade sauce. And then I'm gonna leave it like this for at least 5 minutes or so and let it soak the marinade sauce. And during that time, I'm gonna cook all the rest of the vegetables. So as the next thing, let's boil the broccolis. So when boiling broccoli, many Westerners make the mistake of cooking way too long. You definitely don't want to cook this over a minute. And I think that's why many kids don't like broccoli, because when broccoli is cooked just right, it has a really good flavor, a small sweetness to it. So once it comes to boil again, this is finished. And then take it out of the water. And then I'm gonna leave it to the side and cool off. So once this is cooled down, I'm gonna mix it with Bonito flakes and soy sauce. So I'm gonna have some little Bonito flakes and just kind of make it small pieces and put it over it like this. Then in this, just about 1 teaspoon soy sauce. So just like that, this is finished. So as the next thing, let's cook the carrots. I'm gonna turn the heat to medium. I'm gonna put a bit of frying oil. So once it gets heated, I'm gonna put the carrot in. Then I'm gonna stir fry this very lightly. After stir frying like this for about a minute or two, I'm gonna put in here 1/2 teaspoon sugar, directly a teaspoon soy sauce. At the very end, I'm gonna put a little bit of sesame seeds. Then that's done for that. I'm gonna spread it out a little bit and let it cool down. So as the last thing, let's cook the chicken. This marinated chicken, I'm gonna put in the starch. Just about a tablespoon. Then mix this up. So then this is good, let's fry this. So for the frying, I like to use a small pot like this and put in the frying oil. Then I'm gonna turn the heat to high and heat up the oil to about 180 degrees or so. To tell if the oil is heated enough, you can put in the chopstick that has batter on them. And when these small bubbles come out, these are good. I'm gonna put in 1/2 of this. And cook like this for about 3 minutes or so. So after about 3 minutes, when these look finished, and take it out. Then I'm gonna put in the second batch. So after another 3 minutes, these are also finished. Take them out. Then this is also done for that. I'm gonna leave it to the side and let it cool down. So with that, all 3 dishes are finished. Let's put it all together in a bento box. So to put everything in a bento box, I need everything cooled down. And that includes also this cooked rice. So I'm gonna put this on a plate and lay it flat so that it gets cool. So for the bento, it's very important that when you put the ingredients, they all cool down. So I'm gonna leave it for 5 minutes or so and let it cool down. So 5 minutes has passed, this is cooled down. So I'm gonna pack this in a bento box. So there's no really rule, but we usually put the rice on the left side. And then right in the middle of the rice, we usually put the umeboshi just like this as a divider. I'm gonna put a little bit of lettuce here. Then I'm gonna put the karaage in here. And then the broccoli next to it. Then the rest, I wanna put in the carrots, but it's gonna kind of mix up the flavor. I'm gonna use a cup like this. So these cups you can buy quite easily in Japan, or if you can't find it, you can also use just the regular cupcake cups, or you can also use a parchment paper. And at the very end, I'm gonna put in the cherry tomato. So just like that, the Karaage Bento is finished. Let's eat. Oof, it looks so good. I love this moment of opening the bento box because it has a little element of the anxiousness. Ooh, what's inside? Of course I know it because I made it, but still, that moment is, I think is really precious. So let's eat. Itadakimasu. Of course, I gotta start with the karaage. Itadakimasu. Oh, so delicious. Of course, the crunchy, warm karaage is also good, but this kind of bento karaage, even though it's cold, it's still, bento has something special to it. Karaage with rice is just so amazing. So the umeboshi has a pit in the middle, so you want to make sure you don't eat that. All the sourness is really matches with the rice so good. This combination of bento just reminds me of a nostalgic memory of my childhood. My mother used to make these combination of bento quite often. It hits me really home. Karaage with bread is also really good. And this Kimpira. Oh, that was so delicious. ごちそうさまでした. Oh, that was so delicious. So fulfilling, not just for my stomach, but also for my heart. So I hope through this video, you kinda got the grasp of how to make bento box, and hope it gave you an idea that it's actually not that complicated, it's actually not that difficult to make the Japanese bento box. Of course, it's not very easy to make, and at first it might take a little bit long time, but after doing it over and over, you can minimize the time and kinda get efficient with it. So I really do hope you give it a try. If you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you hit the like button for me, or if you're interested in seeing more different bento box ideas, please write that in the comments below. And if you want to see more of these cooking videos, please subscribe. Otherwise, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.